Welcome back, everyone, and today we're going to discuss the NFL playoffs. Can't believe we made it. We played every single game this season, so let's get right into it.
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Now, to start the video off, we'll talk about Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins, and they just missed the playoffs. Now, my first video that kind of started gaining traction on YouTube was this Dolphins playoff video, and they did not make it. Very surprising, but I did not see that Tua was not really the quarterback to lead this team into the playoffs. Too young, little experience, and he's just not throwing the ball downfield. Now, Twitter would make you think that the issue is really Chan Gailey, and I don't think this is the issue. It's more of Tua's not pushing the ball downfield, using that arm he showed us that he had at Alabama and in the national championship games. So just kind of surprising, as the Dolphins were leading the league in turnovers, had a top 5 defense, and they just, I don't know what happened against Buffalo. Buffalo, the buzzsaw of a team, just shred through the Miami Dolphins, paying up 56 points. This game wasn't even watchable after the first quarter. As you could tell, Tua was just not ready to play in Buffalo in the cold weather. Just a tough overall season for the Dolphins. Such a good outlook. They thought they were going to make the playoffs, and it's just not happening. Now, for the next team, we'll talk about the New York Football Giants. Very toxic on Twitter this weekend, as they were pissed at the Eagles head coach. Now, for the Giants, this was a 6-10 team, so I don't really understand why you guys are complaining about missing the playoffs. They barely beat the Cowboys, and if they were to go up against the Buccaneers, Daniel Jones could not hold up against that defensive line. He would be in shambles. As we know, he has a fumbling problem, so they need to head to the offseason, reevaluate. Shout out to my boy Xavier McKinney, went to high school with him, got an interception off of Andy Dalton. That's always good to see, supporting the boys from the hometown. Alright, enough talk about these playoff losers. Let's get into the real contenders. Now, to begin, we have the first matchup that begins on Sunday at 1. The Colts are heading to New York to play the Buffalo Bills. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people saying that the Colts actually have a good matchup against the Bills, and I'm not seeing it. This Bills team is 5 wide receivers deep, with the likes of Stephon Diggs, led the league in receptions and reception yards. Crazy. Just a great player. Proved the haters wrong this season. Cole Beasley has been extremely well. Isaiah McKenzie, former Broncos draft pick, been playing great. And a rookie, Gabriel Davis, just a great player out of UCF. Hadn't really heard of him. Bills are putting him in that system very well. And also John Brown, just, veteran wide receiver, gets downfield, gets open. And I don't see players like Xavier Rhodes or Rock Ya-Sin and young players like Julian Blackmon being able to keep up with this crazy offense that the Bills have shown in the past couple weeks. They're coming into the playoffs hot, and they're not looking to stop. Now, on the other side, the Colts offense, as you know, Phil Rivers is always going to throw that interception in the fourth quarter. That's just kind of his thing. I don't know why he does that. It's kind of written at this point. The Jonathan Taylor, he was on my most disappointing players because he hadn't been starting very well. I think he was an honorable mention, and he just took off at the end of the season. I think they really started utilizing him in the offense. Look for him to have a big game, as the Bills' defensive line is middle of the road, middle of the pack average. It's not the best. So I think that Jonathan Taylor, with that stout offensive line, get a couple yards on him, busted down the field. And I honestly just see the Bills winning this in a blowout, because I don't see how the Colts can keep it close. With their defense is middle of the road. I feel like it was overrated most of this season, as they did just allow the Steelers, a very inept offense, to score 21 straight on them. And they almost let the Jags do the same thing, but it was Mike Glennon, so we weren't expecting much. But that is about it for the Colts versus the Bills.
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful.